and welcome back to It's Raining Flour. So today I am very excited to teach you guys how to make a cinnamon coffee cake. This cake does not have any coffee, just a disclaimer. I know some of you guys are going to be like, where's the coffee? Because when I made this yesterday and served it to my friends, they're like, this is good, but I don't taste any coffee. Well, I just want to let you in on a little secret that most coffee cakes don't have any coffee in them. They're just made to be served with coffee. So, surprise, surprise, there's no coffee in the cake. You would never believe this is a Passover, paleo, and gluten-free cake because the texture is awesome and it just tastes extremely, extremely delicious. So I'm very excited to share the recipe with you, and now let's get into it. The full recipe can be found on my website, itsrainingflour.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. So the first step to make this cake is to make the cinnamon and sugar filling, which we're just gonna make and then set aside until we are ready to use it. So into this bowl, I'm gonna dump some brown sugar, regular granulated sugar, and cinnamon, and then we're just gonna whisk it all up. To be totally honest, if you don't have brown sugar, you could use all regular white sugar, but I do think that the brown sugar, because of the added molasses, just adds such an amazing flavor to this cake. Okay, this is all ready, and now we're going to set it aside and start working on the crumb topping. So this is extremely simple. I have here some melted coconut oil, but you can also use just regular vegetable oil, canola oil, or melted butter. And to it, we're going to add some honey, cinnamon, and then we're going to grind up some walnuts and add them in. So just take your walnuts, place them into like a blender or a food processor. I'm just using my NutriBullet, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, my NutriBullet. And I measured out 2 cups here. So you just have to measure it before you blend it. You don't have to measure it afterwards. And I recommend blending it yourself instead of buying ground walnuts because I love when some of the pieces are chunky and some of them are more ground. So I'll show you what it looks like. So let's see. Basically, I blend it a little bit, then I shake it, and then blend a little more, and I repeat that process until some of it's chunky, but some of it's really nicely ground. Okay, so this is perfect for me. I'm just gonna give all of this a good mix before we add the nuts in. So now, let's just dump this all in. So this is like a really cool alternative to the classic crumb topping where like you would use a ton of butter and flour and maybe some oats, but this is just basically all nuts, honey, cinnamon, and some coconut oil. So it is a healthier alternative. Not saying it's not fattening, but it is using some pretty good ingredients. So it's gonna be really, really thick, and it's gonna look like this. And now I'm going to set this aside as well, and I'm going to go grab all the ingredients to make the cake batter. Making the cake batter is extremely simple. So we're gonna first combine all the dry ingredients, starting with the almond flour, also known as almond meal, tapioca flour, which is also known as tapioca starch, some coconut flour, baking soda, and salt. And we are just gonna whisk this all together and try to get out a lot of the lumps. Now make a well in the center of the batter, and we're going to add in the liquid ingredients. So I'm going to add in my almond milk, honey, and this is how we're sweetening the cake. Isn't that crazy? We are not putting any sugar into the batter here. I have here some grapeseed oil, but you can use any flavorless oil such as vegetable oil or canola oil, vanilla extract, apple cider vinegar, and now we are just going to whisk this up. Now we're going to add in the 4 eggs and the egg white. What I like to do is dump them into one area of the bowl and then kind of whisk them on their own so they get mixed together, and then mix it into the batter. It's fine if it gets mixed into the batter a little bit at this point. I just think this is a helpful step so that it gets combined. The eggs are mostly whisked now, and now we can mix it all together. I like to start with a whisk, and then in a few seconds, I'm gonna switch to a rubber spatula. Spatula time. All the components of this cake are ready. I'm gonna go grab my pan and then we'll begin assembling the cake and bake it in the oven. So I've preheated my oven to 315 degrees and I've greased my pan with some cooking spray. And now just take a piece of parchment paper and fit it inside so that it goes along the bottom and then to the sides so that it's easy to lift up. Now it's time to get everything into the pan. So I'm gonna dump half of my cake batter into here, and then you could just spread it out. Now, you can use a spoon for this. I find it easier just to use my hands, so make sure you wash your hands before. And we're gonna sprinkle about half of the cinnamon sugar mixture all over the top of this cake. second layer of cake is going to go right on top. Then just use a knife or an office spatula to spread this cake batter on top into a nice and even layer. Some more cinnamon and sugar is going to go down. So we're going to use about half of what's left here. And now the topping. And we're going to sprinkle this all over the top of the cake. This is going to give it such an amazing flavor. Once you put the topping on the cake, just take the remaining cinnamon and sugar mixture and sprinkle it on top. Now you may have a little bit left over cinnamon and sugar, which is fine, but I just think it's always better to make a little bit more than have too little. So I have maybe about 2 tablespoons left, and you could just use this and put it into crepes or a blintz. There's so much you could do with it. You could put it into rugelach, or just save it, keep it in your pantry for when you need it next time. So I'm going to go and bake this in a 315 degree Fahrenheit oven, and it's going to be baking for about 45 to 55 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and I'm so excited to eat it. It's going to be so good. Bye guys. I am so excited. My cake has been cooling for about 1 hour, and now just run the knife along the sides of your pan so it will easily release. Let's cut into it and try it. I'm going to be going for a middle piece because that's always the best in everything. Not everything, actually. Potato kugel is the best when you get the corner, but to me, I like the middle piece. I am so bad at this. I do not know how to cut even slices. I ended up just cutting everything up so you can see what the inside looks like, and so that I can take photos. So I'm gonna try this now, and oh my God, I can't wait. Guys, if you're gonna make any cake this week, make this cake because it is so delicious. It's kind of like a cinnamon donut mixed with a cake. It's just amazing. And have it with your coffee, since it's coffee cake. So you can find the full recipe on my website, sprayingflour.com. Also, don't forget to sign up for my Bob's Red Mill giveaway. I spoke all about it in my last video, so you can go check that out. I'll leave a link down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos every week, and click on the bell button so you'll get notified every single time I post a new video. And I hope you guys have an excellent Pesach if you celebrate it like I do. And if not, just have a great week, and I will see you next time in next week's video. Bye!